is endometriosis? From a TCM perspective, what organs are seen to be weak or underfunctioning?
So usually from a Chinese medicine's perspective, there would be something going on with the kidneys. So there'll typically be a kidney yang deficiency happening with endo. That can be a really common pattern. The spleen and stomach is always involved with endo as well, because from a Chinese medicine perspective, the spleen and stomach work together as the digestive organs, and they transform and transport fluids around the body. And when fluids aren't transforming, that can lead to things like dampness. And dampness is often really indicated with endo. That's when we see things like cysts, adhesions, when there's like that fibrous type tissue that's very damp in nature and consistency. But then also the liver. So the liver isn't necessarily weak or underfunctioning with endo. It's typically more stagnated, because the role of the liver through a Chinese medicine perspective is ensuring the smooth flow of qi throughout the whole body. And the liver ensures a smooth flow of qi throughout all of the other organs as well. So if the liver becomes stagnated, then everyone else is a little bit stagnated as well. But the liver, in terms of emotionally, is really correlated when it's out of balance to anger and frustration. And what do people usually feel when they're experiencing chronic pain? They're usually a bit frustrated, and they're usually a bit angry about it, because it's obviously so frustrating to be experiencing chronic pain. So when that's happening, it's almost like the chicken or the egg. Like, was the liver qi stagnated first, or has it become stagnated because of this chronic pain? And I think it's kind of both. I think that often liver qi stagnation can be present kind of in the developings of endo, because things aren't flowing smoothly. And then, experiencing a chronic pain like that is also just stagnating for the body in general, and stagnating for the emotions. And the liver plays a huge role in things like, processing and metabolizing our hormones, processing and metabolizing our environmental chemicals. So if the liver isn't functioning optimally from both a Chinese medicine and Western medicine perspective, that can then hinder improving endo, and that can kind of exacerbate it a bit when that's not flowing as smoothly. So we really pay attention to the liver a lot with Chinese medicine, especially when there's things like breast tenderness. The liver channel ends at the breast. It runs through the reproductive system and ends at the breast. And so when there's stagnation in that channel, we can feel pain along that channel. So then we can feel pain within the uterus, within the reproductive system, and then also breast tenderness, swelling, then also headaches and migraines. That's when that kind of pattern can come in, when we're really looking at the liver and the gallbladder. So there can be quite a few different organ involvements from a Chinese medicine perspective, and that's why getting your specific diagnostic pattern is so important, because for some people it could be more of like a phlegm damp presentation that's really attributed to their spleen and their kidney yang, whereas some people it's more of this like liver qi blood stagnation pattern, and all of these other different things in between. But I would say the most common ones is definitely involvement with the kidneys, the spleen, and the liver.
Okay.